Hello and welcome back to the Faithful TV. This weekend it's all about Liverpool away, massive fixture. It doesn't matter what we're going for, we could be chasing 4th place, we could be chasing a title, we could be fighting to avoid relegation. Going to Anfield is always a massive fixture. So in this week's video, on the agenda, we are covering the Liverpool away game. We are doing a combined 11 between the current United and Liverpool sides, and we are also taking a quick peep at the race for the top 4. Excuse my jumper by the way, because ordinarily I would be wearing a United shirt for this video, but it's the final day of the Six Nations, so I thought I'd stick this on and support the boys. You never know, we could come away with a Six Nations triumph. It's a massive weekend for sport, with England rugby and then United tomorrow. But yeah, so please ignore my jersey. So firstly, looking at this fixture, going to Anfield, it's never going to be easy. We lost there last year 1-0. An early header from Daniel Sturridge was enough to seal the victory for Liverpool. It was early in Moyes' reign as United boss, and to be honest, it was a bit of a boring game. We didn't create too much. I remember Nani coming off the bench and striking a shot from distance which tested the keeper. But other than that, Liverpool were good value for their victory. Last year was a bit of a write-off altogether for United. Moyes didn't do well, we finished 7th, so we all know what happened there. So I'm expecting something completely different tomorrow. Liverpool are in a good run of form at the moment. They haven't lost for 13 league games, and you know, they're picking up points, they're beating the likes of City. You know, they won away at Swansea, which is a tough place to go, last week. Jordan Henderson's in good form, despite what I say about him, saying that he's rubbish. He is in some good form, you've got to admit that. Sturridge is back playing well, Sterling is playing well, Coutinho's an outrageously good player, but we beat him 3-0 at Old Trafford earlier this season, and I think Van Gaal knows how to win big games. And if I'm going to be honest, I'm confident. I am confident going into tomorrow, because there's something that it struck me as annoying this year. It's that we won 6-7 games in a row before Christmas and then went unbeaten for 14, but everyone was saying we were lucky to win at Southampton, we were lucky to do this and lucky to do that. Liverpool's been the same. They've been not much different from us, in a sense that we went to Southampton and had 2 shots and won 2-1. They went to Southampton and had 2 shots and won 2-0, but no one's mentioning how lucky they've been. So I think tomorrow is going to be a very interesting sort of competition, if you like, because it's 2 sides that aren't playing great but are both grinding out results. There's a lot of pressure on tomorrow. A lot of people making out it's a bit of a cup final for both sides, which I just want to put it out there, it's not at all, because even if Liverpool beat us tomorrow, they've got to go to Arsenal the following week. We've still got to entertain City, we've still got to go to Stamford Bridge, and we've got Arsenal coming to us. There's so many big games yet to be played that tomorrow, yeah, you want to win, you want to beat Liverpool, you want to beat the Scousers on their own backyard, but in the looking at the sort of the long game, if you like, it's not going to make that much difference, because more points will be dropped from us, from Liverpool, from Arsenal, Tottenham, Southampton and City, who are all involved in this fight for top 4. But sort of looking at who may play tomorrow, Van Gaal's press conference, he said Shaw and Rojo are both not fully fit, they may be on the bench, so you've got to expect Daley Blind will keep his place at left back. He was exceptional against Spurs last week, playing at left back. Himself, Ashley Young and Fellaini all down that left hand side caused havoc for Kyle Walker. Saw Andros Townsend get hooked after 30 minutes because they just weren't coping, and I think Van Gaal will stick with that tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if there was any changes from the side that beat Spurs last week. I know Mata made his first start for a while, but he was that good that I think he'll keep his place. I wouldn't bring Di Maria back in, I would leave Di Maria on the bench, and should we be losing with half an hour to go, use him as an impact player. Now the next thing on the agenda is a combined 11 between United and Liverpool, their current teams. So many players to choose from, so many choices, but this is what I've gone for. Now you're going to send me some absolute abuse for some of the choices I've made, but this is what I think would be the strongest side. Obviously you've got De Gea in goal. He's not only the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, but he's the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. Then I've gone for Luke Shaw at left back. I've gone for a centre-half pairing of Chris Smalling and Martin Skrtel, and then I've gone for Emre Can at right back. Now Can, by his very nature, is a midfielder, but he's been performing so well in Liverpool's back 3 that I've put him at right back in this side. I've gone for a midfield 4 of Sterling and Coutinho on the wings, and Carrick and Herrera in the middle, and then up front I've gone for Rooney off Sturridge. Now, if you're looking at that side, it looks like a bit of a spine of an England team with Smalling, Carrick, Sterling, Rooney and Sturridge. Now, England are rubbish, so how they all made it in my side is you know, there's a question mark raised. But the fundamental is, I think Sterling and Coutinho are two very, very nippy, skillful, attractive footballers, and in tomorrow's game we're going to have to watch out for them because they are good players. I know everyone hates Liverpool, but at times you have to hold your hands up and say you've got to respect the opposition because they are good players. And then I go for Rooney off Sturridge simply because I think Daniel Sturridge is a good player. He's always been a good player. It's just taken him a while to find somewhere where he's settled. It was at City, then at Chelsea, and I think he's settled at Liverpool and he's playing well. And you're always going to have Wayne Rooney in your team. Now, looking at the players that missed out in that 11, Falcao, Di Maria, Henderson, Gerrard, Fellaini, Young, Van Persie and Lallana, they could all make a claim to get in that side. You know, if I had dropped Sturridge and put Van Persie in, no one would have batted an eyelid. If Coutinho had been left out for Di Maria, no one would have batted an eyelid. And if Herrera had been left out for Henderson, nobody again would have batted an eyelid. But the side I'm going for, I'll reiterate, is De Gea. And then left to right, Shaw, Skirtle, Smalling, Chan. And then in midfield, left to right, Coutinho, Herrera, Carrick, Sterling, and then Rooney behind Sturridge up front. That is what I believe is the strongest 11, a Northern powerhouse 11, if you will. And the final thing on the agenda for this week's video is the top 4. Now, we touched on it a few moments ago. The race for the top 4 is far from over. City beat West Brom 3-0 today. They had 43 shots on goal. I know West Brom were down to 10 men from 2 minutes, but they had 43 shots on goal. It makes you think that there's going to be no sort of European hangover after being knocked out of the Champions League. And although most people predicted it would be a 2-horse race between Chelsea and City for the title, you know, there's a lot of suggestions that City have been dragged back into this will they even finish in the top 4 scenario now, along with the likes of ourselves, Liverpool, Arsenal. But I think City will have too much, you know, going forward and end up finishing second. You look at Arsenal, they got Newcastle today. Again, Arsenal are a team in form. They went away and won 2-0 at Monaco. They could have progressed in the Champions League. They were unlucky not to. They beat us in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago. They are in really good form, but they've got Liverpool coming to them next week. They've still got to play Chelsea. They've still got to come to Old Trafford on a, you know, penultimate game of the season. So points will be dropped. I think the race for top 4 is going to go right down to the last weekend of the season, and I do think the teams involved will be Arsenal, ourselves, Liverpool. I think Tottenham will still be involved to an extent as well. I think Southampton may fall away, but who knows? They've surprised us all year. They may stick it out. But in terms of tomorrow's game, it is a big one. I didn't get a ticket. I never get away tickets. If there's anybody who's you know, any season ticket holders out there that don't like doing away days, let me know. I'll always buy them off you. I think tomorrow I don't think we're going to win, but I don't think we're going to lose. I think it'll be 1-1. Again, I've said it before, it's a battle of two sides that are not at the peak of their game, but they're both grinding out results. I think we'll play better than people have been giving us credit for. If we play anything like we did against Spurs, we'll win tomorrow, that's a fact. But yeah, so I'm going to go for 1-1. If you want to talk to me, I'm on Twitter, it's at Nathon W, that's NATHONW. You know, you can follow all of us on The Faithful, you can follow all of us on Pride of All Europe, keep in touch, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and yeah, come on England Rugby today, come on United tomorrow. Cheers.